Just all right, awesome, cool. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about something really interesting, and a lot of people actually in the group asked about that. The real thing is basically just how to find some altcoins, right? So we know that often we hear about crypto, but what I find always annoying is the fact that we always hear about them too late. So it's like, you hear about the things, it's on the news, but you still don't know if it's a good time. Sometimes you put some money in and it goes down. And also like that's why basically it's great to look at crypto as early as possible. And basically, what we want to do in this meeting is just to go over some of the strategies we use, just to go over some crypto, like just find new projects. And I'm gonna also tell a little bit about the management part, the management part to use for that. Because one thing to know is that if you go into like new projects and all, the risk is bigger too, right? So there is less people involved, community is smaller, and there is like a lot of things like you hear about like rug pull, so where people are losing their money and all. There is not a lot of regulations for that, so that's why I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of kind of like there is risk going to into small cryptos. If you have any questions at any time, you can just maybe raise your hand or also write them in the chat. And what I want to start with, basically, I'm gonna go over just some stuff to know. So like a good place actually to find new crypto projects, it's on Launchpad. And one thing is that once a crypto wants to launch, once they have their project ready and all, what they do to raise money, they're gonna go into what we call a Launchpad. And once you go on those websites, basically you can see all the projects that are being listed and what the amount of money they are trying to raise into the Launchpad. I'm just gonna share in the chat the website I'm on right now. So this one is called BSCPad. So if you guys want to open it. But yeah, basically once you go on there, you can click just to see all the projects. So all launchpads are mostly working the same. So they show you the projects that are open right now, and they're gonna see, and they also show you the projects that are upcoming, right? So right now there is no project on that you can actually invest in, but you can see those ones that are coming really soon. Um, Okay, so right now there is two of them. So Meta VPAD, Operon Origins. And all the time what we want to do is that those projects, we don't know exactly in which industry they're working on, right? So we know right now metaverse is a big thing. So we can expect to see a lot of the metaverse projects upcoming, right? So people are trying to launch their project. So first thing to do, I'm always looking at just on the Launchpad itself, right? So you click on the project. Let's see. Oh, it looks like this one is not happening. Let's see. And just refresh the page. Well, this one is not opening. But like first thing to see, just gonna say it, it's basically you click on the project. You can see a lot of things already on the Launchpad about the project. The next thing is simply just go on the website and you can see that little globe that I basically just clicked on. So it redirects you all the time to the website. So all launchpads are mostly working the same for that. They always show you websites, Telegram, Twitter, Instagram, and all of their social media, right? So the goal with cryptocurrency, it's always to know if there is a big community and if the community is active as well, right? We want to make sure that the community is right, is not fake, and that's an active community where people are interested into the project, right? So once I'm going into this one is Meta VPAD, and you see they're actually working into metaverse as well. So they want to build something into the metaverse. And at this point, they basically explain what is their project. So I'm not gonna read over everything they want to do, but a lot of time they're gonna have like some points like this where you can actually see um, like the main points of their projects, right? So you go over that, just make sure that you understand it. I would say sometimes you're going to some websites and you don't understand anything. So if you don't understand stuff, it's fine. But I like you rather invest into something that you fully understand, right? That you know exactly what they are doing, and that seems also interesting to you. So yeah, so that's the first part. Next, you're gonna have the. I'm gonna go back to BSC pad right now, right? So the next thing to look at, it's always the social media. So on here you have the Twitter. And the Twitter account sometimes can tell you just a lot about it. So we always look at the number of followers. You see that the number of followers is high, right? So 140,000 followers, which is a lot. But always just like go over like basically who is involved, like how people are retweeting, how people are liking stuff, right? And is it real? Because sometimes with Twitter and all, you can also create fake accounts, right? You can just make fake likes, a lot of fake stuff. So always go back, and here you see that this project was started like, let me check actually, November 6th. November 6th was the first tweet. So it's basically only like less than a month ago, right? So you see it's quite recent project, which is sometimes a bit more scarier, but at the same time, going onto the website, understanding what they do, sometimes can be helpful. But like seeing, for instance, since November 6th, they have 140,000 followers. That looks like a lot, but it's I guess it's possible, but that looks like a lot to me. Next thing, finally, I'm gonna go into Telegram. If you're not on Telegram yet, most of the communities are created there. And that's the place where people are just talking, asking questions. You have access to the founders of those projects. So you can sometimes they just do open chat where they actually turn on their mic. People can come and just ask them any questions. So that's super great if you want to be involved, if you have questions for founders and all. So if you click into Telegram, here you can see just the number of subscribers, a lot of subscribers, more than 70,000 subscribers, which is great. And after once you open it, I'm not going to open it right now in Telegram, but if you do, you're going to see like what are the interactions that people have. And it also tells you how serious the project is. Um, any questions for now?
Just to add on the launchpad, when
Hmm.
you participate to the private sale of a company, they give you the token at a discount price.
Hmm.
So some of the time you're gonna find some giving at maybe 20% off or 25% off. So that is kind of the advantage that comes with participating on the launchpad. But also it comes with some restriction where you might have to lock your token for a certain period before they can unlock them and let you sell them back to the market.
Hmm.
And that is just to protect the price from dumping as soon as they go public. So that is one of the things that you just want to keep in mind when you're going on the launch pad.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
also possible that the launch pad has their VIP members, so it's gonna so they're gonna have like VIP members who have like let's say a certain amount of their own token, the launchpad's token, and those people are they're gonna be allowed to have what we call a whitelist. And whitelist is somebody who has the right to buy the token before even pre-sale. So before the pre-sale starts, if you want, you can get it at an even cheaper price than than the pre-sale, which
Hmm.
is by being by owning a whitelist. And to own it, you need to either own some VIP token of the launchpad or do some like some company depend. It depends. Sometimes some companies ask you to do like some task, which is like retweeting about them, following them on Twitter, doing this and that, and then you can qualify for a whitelist. But yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, that's good to add. Thanks, Emmanuel. There is one thing I'm gonna share right now. It's another launchpad. This one is called Unicrypt, and I'm just gonna go on this with you as well. So here is Unicrypt. Basically, they are same as the one we just saw, which is BSC pad. It's another launchpad, so they have different projects that you can invest in. So once you go into launch the app, then you're going to be able to see all of the everything that you have. If you want to connect your wallet, you just click on connect, and then you're going to be connected and be able to invest into those projects. So you see this one. So actually, just here they show their top performing. So they have, I think, maybe many lists or something. But yeah, like just looking at their top performing, same thing that we see, right? So here we have the Twitter, we have the Telegram, we have their website. One thing I actually want to show here is I think Emmanuel just mentioned it. So there is something that is called tokens locks, basically. And you have heard a lot about probably about certain crypto where like we heard like rug pulls, right? And what happened is the fact that if, let's say, we want to start a crypto, we need to basically go into an exchange and we need to provide what we call liquidity so people can actually trade that token. So exchange it against maybe, let's say, someone we want to have some Ethereum or BNB, then people can exchange BNB for our token. So that's basically the principle of creating liquidity for your token. So a lot of time, what happened is that as like as the developer of the project, you can basically just create a liquidity pool, and people are gonna put some Ethereum, some Binance coin, whatever coin you are building your token on top of, and after you can just remove all of the liquidity and people would have lost all of their money. So that's pretty much what happened with the I know there was the big thing about the Squid Game token where there was I'm not sure if this one was a rug pull, but I know that yeah, in general it's something super common. So now what people do to prevent that, it's what we call tokens locked. And the principle of that is that the developer of the project doesn't have access to the tokens, so like the liquidity tokens. So that means that basically they are locked. Maybe they can be locked for a year or something, and they are not able to do any rug pull. So then, first thing that you want to see when you look at a token now is just to see if liquidity is locked, right? And if it is, then you know that you cannot get rug pull with that. Hopefully that was clear. But yeah, so that's why like when you look at the those crypto right now into Unicrypt, you see all the time you're gonna see if the token is locked, and most of the time it's gonna be now because just because of everything that happened in the past and all. They also explain you what is the principle of locking, right? Just to make sure. So you see that here, this is the amount that is locked, and you have like other things like the liquidity, the fees, the pre-sale. But what I like about this one is also the fact that you can look at the audit. So just most of the projects they have to be audited if they want to actually be into something like Unicrypt, and also the audit is just to make sure that people behind the project are real, that the project is a real project, it's not just a scam or something. So you can always click on the audit, and often they're gonna have a place. Let me just show you that where all of the audit is there, so you can have pretty much all the info you need about the project. Okay.
yeah.
Mhm. Anything you
The
want to
audit
add?
also.
Hmm?
So yeah, just to add there, the audit also they audit the smart contract as well. So just to make sure, like for example, uh there is no security issue with the contract, the token itself. So the audit is kind of really important when you are looking at a token to invest in.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, here you can see those are the files that are audited, and the sol files are actually the files on the blockchain, right? So the ERC token on the blockchain, and even if you want, you can access it. You can take a look at it. It just happened that in the past there is so many things, so many scams that can happen with that, especially as soon as you connect your wallet to something, then you kind of like give access to some of your crypto. So that's why like we just have to be super careful with that. And also those launch pads are good for that. So they're at the same time protecting you, right, as an investor. Always be careful too with launch pads. So or in general, once you come into at the app where they ask you to connect your wallet, make sure that you actually know exactly what's happening. Don't just connect your wallet to anything because it might be quite bad, just in general, right? So you kind of like give access to your wallet to some of your crypto. There is a question. I see Mayowa, you have a question?
Yes. I just have a question in regards to the amount of money some of these launch pads require. So popular ones like Maker, and the one you just showed, in the first place. Can you invest any amount of money you're willing to lose? So that you see like $500 to $1,000 or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. I would think that you can put as much as you want, but Emmanuel, I'm pretty sure you know about this one.
Yeah, no. So actually, you cannot put as much as you want. There is a minimum and there is a maximum on every project that you want to participate in, because as you know, like I said, they give the token at a discounted price. So they don't want to give you at a discounted price for so much liquidity or for so much money, because that will affect the price.
Hmm.
So that's why they like let everyone put. I think on for BNB or Binance Chain smart contract, minimum is usually 0.1 BNB, which is about like $60, and then depending, maximum can be like 5 BNB per wallet.
Okay, awesome. And um, so with these launch pads, are they available in the United States? I know Maker isn't available here.
Hmm. So yeah, normally I think they are. I don't think that you need to. Do you need to KYC for those, Emmanuel?
No, so these launchpads are all decentralized. So only your wallet needs to be connected to the platform. And yeah, and as you know, like for the centralized market, there is no regulations at all in terms of like if it is regulated in the US or Canada or wherever. As soon as you access the website, you will be able to purchase or do your transaction on there by connecting your wallet.
Awesome. And for my last question, can you please post, you know, a list of decentralized launch pads?
Hmm.
For, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can post that just after. Let me. I just posted BSC pad. I posted Unicrypt, and there is also Moon Tools Pink Sale. I'm gonna post after. I'm actually gonna go right now onto one that is called Moon Tools. So I'm gonna share it at the same time.
Yeah, just to add also on that, there is another thing that you're gonna see that is kind of trending, which is like where each each network or each blockchain gonna come with their own launchpads. So, for example, Card Starter is considered as a launchpad for the Cardano, and then there is a Polka Starter, which is considered as a launchpad for the Polkadot blockchain, um, and so on and so forth. There is also, I think, like Velas Pad, which is for Velas. Um, So yeah, you're just gonna have to like do a little bit of some digging, and you can find many more. But yeah, just to give you an idea of how you can search for that too. So if like let's say for example there is a new blockchain that is coming up, for example Mover, which just started recently. I don't know if there is a I don't know if there is a launchpad for Mover yet, but there are probably gonna be one soon.
Mhm.
Awesome. I just have a another question. It's in regards to um the metrics on these launch pads that measure how trendy or the social media gatherings it's receiving. So like for example on BSC pad, just like the number of retweets you see on a tweet or the number of likes on a Facebook post, are there like metrics on these launch pads themselves that determine how popular the project is getting?
I would say maybe it depends on the launchpad. I've never seen that before, but most of the time they give you access to it. So like they show you the website, the Twitter, the Telegram, and then you can really go and to do that digging, right? So looking at the interaction, how people are interacting. Most of the time, myself, I basically just go on Telegram, follow their chat, and especially once they have open discussions, I just jump in, turn on my headphones, and then you can see what people are working on.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, another thing that you can maybe use to kind of track them, you will have to do some digging by yourself, but you can look at how much money and how fast is the money being raised on a launchpad. So, for example, if you go to Pinkcell, you're gonna see like one of their most recent projects raised about 1 million in 5 minutes, for example. That is kind of a good sign. It can tell you that there is money on that platform, and it's better putting your money where there is more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, great. So the last one I wanted to show you just quickly is one called Moon Tools. So I just shared it as well in the chat. So this one, it shows like I think everything that is it's everything on Pancake Swap, right? Just to make sure, Emmanuel.
Yeah, so
So
Moontool shows everything
now, yeah, now they
on
have your
Pancake and Uniswap.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah. So
Pancake,
now they have
Uniswap,
their
and yeah, all of them.
so basically, once you go over those ones, you can always see like the top pairs trending on Uniswap. And there is one thing I want to show you. So this is this one, right? On this pair, if you just click on it, here you have the pair address. And what we were saying about the things with like to avoid rug pulls and all, you can actually see on the on Etherscan if it's something that would be great to invest in, right? So one quick thing to go is that right now I just clicked on the address, and it brings me to the holders. So when you look at the holders here, we can see that for them they actually have all of the holders into the liquidity pool, and you see that this one is locked, right? So they have a liquidity locker that is locked at this percentage. So you have a lot of this token on that address, and this is locked, right? This is a contract. The contract is there. So basically, what you want to see, it's either that, or maybe there is one that is the zero. So like if you just see zero address, then they send it to like the null address. So that is also like to avoid rug pulls. Sometimes if you see that it's like into another address or something, then it's probably someone that is having all of the control of the liquidity, right? So that's where you have to be a bit more careful.
Yeah. Another thing that to add on that is Moontools will show you every token that just got added on the decentralized network or on the decentralized exchange. So anyone can add any token on the decentralized network. But another thing that can help you to confirm if that is a kind of a legit project, you want to see the amount of transactions that are going on in that, like in that contract or into that that project, because for most of the time when a company goes public, they're gonna do some marketing to bring more people to buy as soon as they go public, right? So if you see there's just like 2 or 3 people who are buying, then that's not really a good sign. And also you want to see how much of the liquidity has been added. If there is a liquidity that is like less than $100,000, you don't want to put yourself in there because yeah, you might not be able to get out, or like anybody can just put 100 and put some liquidity and do whatever they want. But
Mm-hmm.
if you see like more than let's say 300,000 or 600,000, then it becomes a little bit more uh, comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So I just stopped sharing right now. So I just want to say something before, and the real thing is about money management, because with all of those things, all of those projects, those are like high risk projects because they're really small. You don't know who is behind that and all. So that's where comes the high risk, right? It's not like investing into Ethereum or Bitcoin where they have like a really big community. So, like personally, I think just once you go into that, it's great to just put like small part of your portfolio. So don't like try to avoid putting like 50% of your portfolio into one of those projects, especially after looking at it. Like sometimes I actually have meme coins. They got me like some super good return, but I would never put like 20% of my portfolio into it, right? So what is great with that is the fact that you can actually just put really small amounts, even if it's like $50, $100. It doesn't have to be like $1,000 or more, right? Just something small that you're willing to totally lose. And the thing is that the return can be really big with those. So like most of the time we expect things like 10x or 20x or even more, 100x or something. So then if you put like just $50, you can make like 500, $5,000 out of it, right? So that's where it's good. And if you lose, then you only lose $50. Of course, a lot of people would say, well, like if you find the right one, you would have put like $10,000 into it. It would go to 1 million. But yeah, just try to avoid it because you can also lose $10,000. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just like personal advice. But Emmanuel, you wanted to say something?
No, yeah, it's just as you said there, like yeah, it's more of you don't want to put your eggs in the same basket, but you are opening the doors to one of them to give you a good opportunity. And
Mm.
if yeah, if like let's say for example, if you put into 10 and 9 of them they go wrong, but one of them goes well, that one can even cover the loss of the 10 of the 9 others and even give you some profit.
Yeah.
So that's the way of really
Mm.
looking at it, but not in a way of like putting all into one to take you to the moon.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And one thing too is like sometimes I like to say that like in investment, it's the fact that most of the time, if you find the right project with like right people working behind it, even if it doesn't go like to the moon, it's most of the time it doesn't go to zero, right? So like even if you put $50, you might lose half of it, so you're gonna lose $25 or something. So you most of the time you won't lose like all of that money you have put in. So that's something where the research comes. Just make sure that you invest into like real projects and that there is real people behind it. So yeah. Any questions?
So through this launchpad, is it also a good way to know where the industry as a whole is heading to? Because everything right now is metaverse, and let's just say there's a new set of projects focused on Web 3.0. Is that a good way to determine that we're heading from metaverse to Web 3.0? Because the industry is moving through different cycles. It was NFTs, metaverse. Now I think the next one might be Web 3.0, based on what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's a good way, especially just to know on what people are working. One thing I'll also say that sometimes, let me just see if it's gonna work. What I like to do sometimes is just go on Google Trends. Let me just show. my screen quickly. So, and that is good for stocks, but also for a lot of different things, right? So basically, I just went to on Google Trends right now, and once you look on Google Trends, you can see what happened to the metaverse. So, like, December 2020. So, like last year, there was nothing, no research, no one was searching about it. And then you just see that big bump, right, in October. So, like, it's quite a small tool. It's not really like done for that, but that can give you like a good idea where things are trending now, right? So basically, just following that can tell you like if people are searching more about it and all. So otherwise, yeah, as you said, Launchpad, it's also good. Just see new projects, and especially if you see that something is trending like that, and there is new projects and that, there is probably one of them that is gonna like uh, beat the others, right? And just like be super good, maybe a game or something. So if you find the right people that are working on it, sometimes you're able to see that some developers are switching from one project to another. Then like you can see that then that project has good potential, right? And you're in the right industry as well.
Awesome. I think this is a good way to, play with small money because I usually just gamble with all these meme coins and some of them turn out successful. But I think this is a great way to, you know, play around with this launchpad.
Yeah, exactly. Just take your time and like you go over the projects. Sometimes it's just like it's great. Me, I think I just look at maybe five projects. I put like $50 into all of them after looking at them, and you'll see after like in a few months, maybe you're gonna have like your Christmas gifts are gonna be paid already, right?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Hopefully. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. No worries. All right. Any other questions?
Uh,
Am I
Maybe
good?
another thing just to add there
Mhm.
is maybe like just another way of finding not necessarily like new crypto, but a way of finding some of the cryptos that are kind of growing is by following those big exchanges, by following them on Twitter. So, like for example, when Binance is gonna list a token, they will publish it on Twitter first and their website, and then you're gonna see that many people are gonna try to buy it before it gets listed. And then once it gets listed, they can either dump it or it can do even more. So yeah, if you want to be just like early into that, you might want to put a notification on. I usually use Binance, MXC, and Coinbase Pro. So every time there is a coin that is going to be listed on those, they usually do pretty well before they get listed and after they get listed.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that is a little bit more of a like a more of a reliable token because to get listed on such a big exchange, you need to pay so much money. I think on Binance it's about $800,000. So if somebody is putting $800,000 into their project, you might like it's kind of a good sign to believe
Mhm.
that they know what they're doing and they're not here
Mhm.
for a rug pull. You know?
Yeah. No, that's true. There is a question from Corey.
Yeah, I was just gonna make a statement. So not definitely not financial advice, but I know Mayawa said like, oh, he just gambles on the meme coins. It's a really boring strategy, but like very effective given the volatility of just dollar cost averaging. Like every week, every 2 weeks, every month, you just invest the same amount into a portfolio of cryptos that you think are gonna go up. And one of the interesting statistics in the second bull run that I saw was if you started investing at the top of 19,000 back 2017 and invested all the way through to where it went to like I don't know from 3,000 then back up to 6 or 8,000, your return still would have been like something like 200-300%, right? Because you're just catching, you're constantly lowering your cost basis. And then you can add in like Emmanuel and Bryce were talking about more of like a venture capital style investment for 10% of your portfolio and go for that one or two home runs out of the 10 sort of altcoins that you're going with. So that's how I've been doing it through 3 cycles, and it's really boring, but it works out well over a longer investment horizon.
Yeah, yeah, that's super good too. Super good strategy. Thanks for sharing. Anything else? Any questions, comments?
I'm sorry, I'm a new member. I actually came across, this meeting on, the app Meetup. I was wondering if there's a group chat. I'd like to join.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me just share. There is a Telegram.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna share it. It's actually on Meetup, so you can find it on Meetup. But
Oh,
I'm just
perfect.
gonna share it now. There is a
Thank you.
question also from Chris.
Yeah. Where do you guys? Where are you guys getting your BSC? What's the most efficient way to acquire that for your transactions?
For transactions, so it depends. Like, are you in the US or in Canada?
I'm in Ontario, so Binance is a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, exactly. For me, I used to use Binance, but right now it's I don't. Emmanuel, where do you buy those? Like, I know crypto.com. I think you're using crypto.com.
Yeah, crypto.com, they have about I think 3.5%, and you can buy with your credit card and interact. But you can also use ScheckPay. I think ScheckPay works in Ontario, but I personally use Binance. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say like the ones I know actually, I know, yeah, crypto.com for sure. Binance. I think I'm using Qcoin. Maybe you can look into Qcoin if it's
Oh yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Yeah.
KuCoin accepts a credit card as well. It's just I think 2% or 3% commission.
Yeah, exactly. There is Qcoin that I know. And maybe on Exodus. Are you able to buy directly on Exodus?
I'm going to try it.
Yeah, I'm not sure as well. I would say yeah, for me, most of the time I'm going into like just with a private company, so to buy that. So once I need
Okay.
to buy crypto, or I basically just convert my crypto, so like take some Bitcoin and converting into other crypto. But yeah, you can definitely look into Qcoin and crypto.com.
Thanks.
All right.
Feel free to throw in throw a. I'm not on crypto.com yet, so if you want to throw a referral link in there.
Oh yeah, do you have one, Emmanuel?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
do. Actually, I gave someone a referral link last time when crypto.com was still at 0.2. They got like $25. But then after crypto.com pumped so hard, it became $150.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they were so happy. Let
Yeah.
me find it.
Are you on the Telegram, Chris?
Not yet, but
Oh,
I'll jump in
yeah.
there.
Yeah, if you can join Emmanuel after, you can share your link.
Thanks.
All right, cool. Thank you everyone for joining. Thanks Emmanuel as well. So if you have any questions, you can just ask them in the chat. I just shared it as well if you're not into Telegram yet. So yeah, thanks for joining and have a good evening.
Yeah, thanks guys for joining. Talk to you later.
Hey, got it. Hello. Oh,
Yes, William. How are you?
hey, how you doing? Are we still meeting here after the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bryce?
Yeah.
Yeah. So William is the guy who I told you he sent his contribution to the Matara project